Hey, I wanted to, I've been exploring different keys and acoustic blues and turnarounds and stuff like that. And I thought today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna be in the key of G, but I wanted to show you some blues turnarounds and some little moves you can make in the key of G. So like I call this blues you can use. But this applies not only to the blues, but it also applies to like country blues, country to an extent, or I guess we call it Americana today because that's sort of the blanket term for this kind of music. But that being said, I wanted to show you, first of all, like if we got a G chord here, so we're going to be in the key of G, and really I'm just going to show you some little moves you can add to your quiver, right? If you're playing like a country blues. So if you're playing like a shuffle, which I've done quite a bit of coverage of this, you know, where you're playing a G chord, perhaps with your pinky down, picking this up, and you're just doing like a shuffle where you just do like an A minor seventh shape, which is the 2 on the D and the 1 on the B, and back and then open. So if you use that open, you kind of get a little lilting, like a country shuffle going. So that be as it may, it could be, you know, like this, in this case, it's more of a Kev Mo, Taj Mahal kind of country blues, you know. But it all translates though, you know, whether it's a G chord like this, or a big cowboy G, which we're all fond of, with that 3rd fret on the B. It doesn't really matter because this is going to apply. What I'm going to teach you here, it could be used in that, or even in the Chicago, regular, like a rock and blues thing. Doesn't really matter because what I'm about to show you, I'm gonna show you a couple of different turnarounds. So in the key of G, if you're going along and you're just playing whatever, you know, country blues, whatever Americana thing, and you want to end the phrase, right? You got like a 1-4, 1-5, whatever it is, 12 bar blues. One thing you can do is just put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and your pinky picks up the 3rd fret of the high E. Now what you'll do is you'll pinch to get the most effect out of this. And if you got a pick, you can do it with a pick, but ideally maybe a pick and a finger, or just 2 fingers, the thumb and finger, sorry. That's the way I do it. Because I'm assuming that, you know, you're interested in that kind of, exploring that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to show you, first of all, the move in slow motion. Now you've probably heard that a million times in a million different blues songs, right? So you can either pinch it. So what am I doing? I'm walking down with my 3rd, 2nd, and 1st finger on the D string. Now what's tricky is you have to keep the pinky on the high E, a 3rd fret, which is a G note, and do it at the same time. So if you're pinching it, okay? And then the other way you can do it, in many ways you can do it, but one way is you could also pick it like this, ding, dang, like. So you can either do or, and if you want to be, you know, keep it in the acoustic realm, you can do a D7 that looks just like a C7, but up to, and maybe go to a sharp, you know, like a sharp 5. That's always a cool move. So all you're doing is going, you know, like a C7th form, right? Move it up to, there's your D7th. And move that up 1 and slide back. That's a way to resolve the blues in G. So in practice, it would sound like, and I'd be at the end of a phrase. I like that for acoustic. Yeah, you can always do it. That's cool too. It sounds like Steamroller, James Taylor. That's nothing more than a D9, like a E flat 9 to a D9. That sounds like that. Okay, so then the second one I want to show you, because I don't want to get too carried away here, but the second one that you can use, and it's pretty easy, and this applies to all keys, which I'll explain in a second. You go up to the 7th fret and you do like a D7th shape, right? We all know that. You know know that shape, right? A little triangle shape. Now move that up to the 7th fret. Okay, now you've got a G7th. Another form of voicing, right? And just walk that down chromatically one step at a time, so it would be in slow motion. And back to your root. Okay, so once again, slide up to it if you want, it sounds kind of cool. And all I'm doing there is just spelling out the last three the high strings, you know, the 3 high strings, the G, the B, and the D, or the E, sorry. Looks just like that. And then just walk it down. Half step at a time. Okay? And then rest on your G chord. So the way, now I'm going to show you both those 2 moves and the way they fit into a blues or into a, you know, a country blues or whatever it is. So let's say I'm just playing, I'm going along like, you know, sort of like I said, Kebmo, Taj style, or Bob Dylan, any of that. To the 4th, to the C7th. Blues you can use, and back to G. Then you can go to your D7th, or walk that down to C7th, and here's where your turnaround comes, which is what I'm highlighting here. I usually stop. Or cool. I like that move though. Or now you got 2 turnarounds you can use in the key of G, and you know the thing is, every key's different. You know, every key has different little tricks you can do because of the G, the way it spells out. You get all those open strings, so you get that really nice kind of low mail train came by me a thrill. So many ways you can use that, right? Okay, so there's cool little in the key of G, little walk downs you can do, little turnarounds with that E flat to the D. And what that does is it kind of caps it off, right? It finalizes the verse or the whatever it is, or you know, it could be the chorus or the verse, really. There's my blues lesson for the day, acoustic blues in this case, but it applies to both acoustic and electric. And if you like what you're seeing here, hit me up at jimmydillon.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff. jimmydillon.com/free. There's some free stuff there. And if you want to see my courses, they're all there to find. I'll see you down the road.